Peace, family. My name is Vicki Dillard. Thank you so much for tuning in to my channel right here at VickiDillard.tv, my personal channel, family. If you're wondering where I've been, I am live on African Diaspora News Network. So be sure to subscribe there. You can watch me live Tuesday through Thursdays, typically 2 p.m. Eastern. In addition to the lives there, beloved, I do international commentary as well. Yes, so you can check me out there. So I'm still doing commentary, so just subscribe there to watch me more often live. Yes, but I'm still going to continue to tap into here. I got a bunch of yummy stuff going on. I'm working on the release of my mini book. You all know I was working on a larger book that's coming out, but my team wanted me to do, my publisher wanted me to do a mini book first to introduce the world to my spiritual revelations. They told me, they say, you are too deep to just be dealing with just that, so we want you to do a mini book first. So that's coming out pretty soon, the pre-launch, family. I got my Venus magazine that's coming out for the summer, my luxury magazine for the everyday woman, and I'm going to be introducing special higher end coaching courses, men's only and for my women's only courses. So I got a lot of stuff going on. There's a lot of stuff happening over the next couple of months. So I thank you so much for your patience, but it'll be well worth it. I want to say I had a wonderful time in Columbus, Ohio. I met many of you, and I missed some of you all by the time that I left there, family. So I'm looking forward to making another announcement really soon about 2 cities at least that we're going to be doing uh, Black Town Hall meetings, Vicki Dillard tours. Yes. So I can't wait to share that with you, so you don't want to miss that. Yes. Thank you so much. Okay, family. I want you to look at this. Now, how many of you all have been hearing about all the stuff that's been going on with the ICE raids in LA? Now, a lot of folks have been complaining about that, talking about white supremacy, and there's a lot of injustice, they said, that's going on. And if we don't, as Foundation of Black Americans, jump in the fight to fight the enemy on behalf of people that violated the law to get here, basically that, we're slacking on our duties. Let me tell you all something. I know that Donald Trump and a lot of the conservatives and other so-called elites and other forces have nefarious, and in some instances, even diabolical motives for what they're doing, right? I'm going to talk about that separately. But I'm not going to let you change the subject on the injustice of ignoring foundational Black Americans. You can't get me to jump past the fact that you ignored us. You didn't stand in solidarity with us in the way that you're doing for people that violated the law to get here. You have done nothing substantive in the same way that you've done for folks that are illegals. That's the issue that I have in this instance. One such person is this Mr. Assemblyman Isaac G. Bryan out of California. Now, he is a assemblyman out of California that's responsible, along with the other members of the Black caucus out there, the Black legislative caucus out there, that sabotage the local reparations movement that was moving forward. They are the ones that initially sabotaged it. But guess what he posted on his X page? I said, guess what he posted on his X page? Let me turn this so y'all can see it. Look. That's him standing with the Latino community out there in California against ICE. Next to that, he posted this video. Now, this is on his X page. Next to that, he posted this video. Look, let me turn it.
He making me lie down in green pastures. He leadeth me beside the hill on still waters. He restored my son to prayer, but they already know the assignment. Repeat after me. The Lord is my shepherd. I shall not want. He maketh me lie down in green pastures. He leadeth me beside the hill on still waters.
Y'all hear that biscuit? So Mr. Isaac Bryan posted that on his Instagram page and on his X, on his X page. And at the top of that, he said, solidarity in action. Well, the problem with that is that while he's willing to risk his name, his reputation, right, on behalf of folks that violated the law to get here. Yes, he was happy and willing to stand against reparations and betray Black folks for reparations. He was not willing to give that same fight. How many of you all have been seeing some of your Democrat folks out there telling Donald Trump and others to come arrest them on behalf of the illegals to stop ICE? None of them that I can recall, and I'm happy to be corrected if you can show me the footage and give me the receipts. I don't recall hardly any of them saying that they were willing to go to jail to make sure that Black folks get reparations. None of them have been doing big rallies like this to demand the government move on our behalf. This is the issue that I have. How can you all say that you are worried about the families that are being separated from people that are felons that violated the law to get here, but you didn't say that from all the Black folks that were thrown into prison unjustly? That's crazy and diabolical to me to have that mindset. How can your train of thought be to have sympathy and empathy for them, which is fine, but you don't have that same energy for us? Again, I'm going to talk about the separate motive of Donald Trump, the separate motive of some of the so-called elite, the separate motive of the deep state. But in this instance, we're not going to let you skip over this. Talk black to me, somebody. This same Assemblyman went on, and I talked about this before, not only here, but on other platforms. He went on KBLA 1580, that's a popular radio station out there in California, a few months back, the end of last year, to all but admit and to give a half-hearted apology. To me, it was kind of a forced apology because the broadcaster asked him, does he, is this an apology that he was given? Because he was one of the ones that helped to sabotage the reparations bill out there recently, right? Now, just as a reminder, because I don't want y'all thinking I'm making up nothing, just watch this clip a little bit. Let me turn up the volume.
People who have propagated that video absent context. And the second I got back, I reminded folks, and people who have propagated that video absent context, that's unfortunate. It's incredibly unfortunate, because if you know even the most basic of floor rules and floor procedures in Sacramento, you know that physically blocking somebody is not even a possible thing. So I feel bad for people who I've respected, like the Mark Lamont Hills and others, who continue to amplify a narrative that he created that has no basis in what was actually happening.
You think it was a mistake to not pass the bill at this point? The bills, two of them.
Personally, I do, and I let that be known. But I also think that this is an incredible Black caucus. There are incredible members of this caucus, some who are the first Black representative ever from their area, right? Who are not just moving conversations, but to even talk about reparations. And there are parts of my own, because I understand the frustration, the hurt, and I'm sorry for that for folks. I really am, because I understand.
Is that an apology?
It's an apology for me, but not because some Republican is acting like I blocked him, which is not true at all.
No,
it's
I mean,
an apology.
right now, yeah,
it's an apology for me, because I know the feelings. I feel the feelings, and it's frustrating sometimes to be.
Okay, y'all hear that biscuit? Did y'all hear that bone and biscuit? See, this is the problem with all these biscuit varieties that's out there. Somebody put a doggy bone in the chat. Don't put no croissant. Don't put no flour biscuit. Don't put no bagel in the chat. Put a doggy biscuit. Because when you stand against your own people, baby, you're not acting civilized. And just like when I used to give our family dog a biscuit, he's passed away now. He would sit in order to get the biscuit. Don't black to me, somebody. That's exactly what your Black lawmakers are out there doing on behalf of the Democrat Party, to get a little acknowledgement, to maybe get a little speech going at the DNC or something, to get an addy boy and a pat on the back, a biscuit for sitting. You didn't do nothing extraordinary. You didn't scale no mountain. You didn't sail the great ocean seas. You didn't do nothing technologically or no medical or spiritual research or breakthrough that blessed nobody. You stopped the progress of your own people. He doesn't have the energy to fight for reparations. He was responsible for blocking it, and he did it on purpose. How many of y'all remember that the legislative Black caucus out there in California, some of their names were actually on that reparations bill? They're the ones that pulled their own bill. How many of y'all know they came out later and said that Gavin Newsom, who's a lily white liberal governor, they blamed him and said he threatened them. I don't care if he threatened you, you're still supposed to do the right thing. But even with them saying that, how many of y'all know I end up doing a broadcast later showing you all that one of the top organizers on the ground there revealed during that on that very radio station in the separate video, he revealed that the Black legislative caucus members, some of them, and legislators, they wrote a letter to Gavin Newsom asking for some of the money that was supposed to be used for reparations disbursement and the setup for the group, in the setup for making that happen. They wrote him asking for some of the money to be dispersed to some of their little pet project people. So while they playing with us to make us think, oh, we scared of Gavin Newsom, they privately wrote him a letter to use some of y'all reparations money for their little pet groups. But he's out there bragging and posting about standing in solidarity with people that violated the law to get here. But they're not willing to put their life and limb and reputation on the line for Foundation of Black Americans. Baby, we're going to keep giving y'all the everlasting work. And we're going to continue to do things our way. We can acknowledge that there are nefarious motives at the top, at the same time talking about you devils at the bottom. And really, you're not at the bottom because they represent the Democrat Party. They're some of the very ones that's the elites that's working at the top. So we're going to call you out too. I'm someone that does national and international news. So you can't tell me nothing that I'm not covering the world. But I'm going to call out you too. And I'm going to always keep the focus and the emphasis on justice for my people, baby. You got me messed up. Family, don't forget to get your calendars, your angel calendars from my website. Beloved, these are really timeless calendars. I give you the sacred secrets and the names and the codes and the attributes of some of the angels. At least 7 of them are twin flames to the male archangels. A lot of folks don't know that. And there are spiritual references to these. And I teach you how to work with these angels every single month. That's why I call it timeless. You'll understand what I mean when you get this, along with ritual instructions. And be sure to get your mini gavels. Aren't they adorable? Beloved, this is the size of my long gavel that I use on a regular basis online. So if you compare the two, it's very thin, but it's still a nice size where you can get your whole hand around it. They make wonderful gifts. Beloved, you want to get all of this at VickiPlanet.com. If you want to learn more about my monthly mastermind school, go to VickiPlanet.com. I'm your sister with the curly braids. I can't wait to see you again. Check the link below so that you can check out the store there. I'll see you soon.